Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Delilah from the Holistic Enchilada, and in today's video I am going to be talking all about clarifying. I get lots of questions about clarifying and I see a lot of confusion, so I'm gonna talk about how we get buildup, what causes buildup, what you can do about it, what is a proper clarifying shampoo, the ingredient you're supposed to look for, and how often we're supposed to clarify. So buildup is something that happens pretty much no matter what. It's inevitable. Everybody gets buildup, whether you co-wash, low poo, even if you use regular shampoos or you're one of those water only no poo. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna have buildup of the products that you're using. Even if they're all water soluble, it just won't happen as quickly because everything builds up on your scalp. Your products that you're using, the natural oils in your hair, the shedding of your scalp, all that stuff builds up over time. And if you're following the curly girl method, then the cleansers that you're using are not strong enough to remove that buildup. That is especially the case with hard water. I learned the hard way about hard water. I recently moved to Central Florida, and in Miami we didn't have hard water, and here we do. And I struggled a bit for the first couple months that I was here because my hair just wasn't looking great, and I was used to clarifying like once or twice a year, whereas here now I need to clarify twice a month to keep my hair looking as good as it used to without that. So it can vary for people depending on your hair type, the products you're using, the water quality, all that stuff. There's a lot of variables that go into it, but it doesn't really matter really why we're getting buildup. What you need to know is what buildup looks like so you know when to use a clarifying shampoo. Some ways you can tell if you need to clarify are if your hair is suddenly behaving differently, if it looks dull, it's not holding its curl or the pattern anymore, if products that you were using are suddenly not working, if it's suddenly frizzy, if you're getting greasy and oily a lot sooner than you used to, if your hair feels producty and dirty even after you just washed, if your hair looks stringy, if you've got an itchy flaky scalp. And really, I always say if you're frustrated with your hair, you can't figure out what's going on, try a clarifying wash. And really it should be a trio: clarify, protein, treatment, deep conditioner. Those three things will like reset your hair. That's what I always do when my hair starts acting funky. I'm like, okay, let's start off with the clarifying and then a protein treatment and then a deep conditioner, and usually that balances my hair. But specifically about clarifying, yeah, those are the signs that you want to look for. And I already know that my hair starts to look like that after like 2 weeks time pass because of the hard water in my area. So I just clarify twice a month automatically, and that way my hair really never gets to that point where it's looking kind of crappy. So you can be more proactive like that and clarify once a month, once every other month. I mean, it really depends on you. I mean, like I said before, it varies for people how often you're going to need to clarify. So you'll see as soon as your hair starts acting different, then give it a try. Now, a word on things that are actually clarifying. The one ingredient that you should look for in a clarifying shampoo is olefin sulfonate. That is the truly CG safe clarifying ingredient. You can clarify with a regular sulfate shampoo as long as it doesn't have silicones. I don't know of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure there are some out there, so that is fine. It's technically not CG approved, but in a pinch, since you're not using it on a regular basis, I don't think it'll have much of an effect. But olefin sulfonate is the ingredient you want to look for. So you will find that a lot of shampoos that are labeled clarifying are really not. So two examples that I can think of off the top of my head are the Bounce Curl clarifying shampoo and the Acure clarifying shampoo. Neither of those are actually clarifying because they don't contain olefin sulfonate. They're just like a stronger low poo. So if you are actually having buildup and you have hard water, those two are not going to work for you. You're going to need something stronger. Kinky Curly Come Clean is a really popular one. Mop Top has a clarifying shampoo. Some other ones are Max Green Alchemy and Nasi Naturals. The Trader Joe's Tea Tree Tingle is clarifying. Briogeo has a couple of clarifying, so I will list all of those below. A couple of different options for you to pick from, affordable to a little more high end. Things that are not clarifying are apple cider vinegar, lemon, baking soda. Those things will not actually clarify your hair. So they can help to reduce mineral buildup and balance pH and stuff like that, but they're not going to actually remove the buildup that is on your hair. So I use apple cider vinegar to combat the hard water. So I'll do apple cider vinegar rinses every couple of weeks. So you can try incorporating that, but don't think that an ACV rinse is actually clarifying, because it's not. So you would have to do both, and I do both at the same time. So when you're doing an apple cider vinegar rinse, you want to look for an apple cider vinegar that says with mother on it, like this one does down here. Okay, this is one that I get from Thrive Market because I shop from here sometimes, but a really popular one is Bragg's, and that one you can get off of Amazon. That one has the mother in it. It's really affordable, and you're basically gonna dilute it, basically like a 1:4 type ratio, and then you're just gonna pour it over your scalp and hair and let it sit for a couple of minutes and rinse it out. Let me talk about products that cause buildup, because I think this is a big problem when people first start the curly girl method. I understand that you want to save money and you want to buy affordable products. There's nothing wrong with that. However, if you're going to be using brands like Shea Moisture, Not Your Mother's Naturals, Cantu, the LA Looks Blue Gel, just to name a few, they do cause buildup over time. So you're going to have to clarify more often than if you were not using those products. So if you're using water-soluble products like Raw Curls and Jessie Curl, you would have to clarify less often because it's not going to build up as quickly as these other products. And that's because they just happen to have more ingredients like polyquats, heavy oils, butters, and waxes. And those are all the types of ingredients that will build up on your hair over time. And the water-soluble lines don't have those ingredients in them. So that's the main difference, and that's why you're paying a little bit more for the higher quality ingredients in those product lines. So it's totally fine to go with the affordable lines. However, like I said, you're gonna have to clarify more often. So make sure that if you're using those brands, you pick up a good clarifying shampoo and you're incorporating that into your routine on a regular basis. Now, scalp buildup also happens along with buildup on your hair, and for many people, using a clarifying shampoo is enough. What I suggest is if you are prone to scalp buildup, which means you're going to have an itchy, flaky scalp, spend a lot of time massaging the clarifying shampoo into your scalp and rinse really well. If that's not enough, then you have a couple other options. You can add brown sugar to your shampoo, like your clarifying shampoo, and do a really good scrub on your scalp. You can do an apple cider vinegar rinse. That also really helps with scalp issues, so that helps both your hair and your scalp. That's a great option. And you can do a bentonite clay mask. And a bentonite clay mask can also remove some buildup as well. So what I like to do is mix my bentonite clay with apple cider vinegar. And then I kind of like a 2-for-1 there. And then do a mask on your scalp using that. When you do a bentonite clay mask, you don't want to let it fully dry on your scalp. So you can apply it to your scalp. You apply it on damp hair. Apply it to your scalp. Put a shower cap on and wait for like half an hour. If not, you can get like a spray bottle of water and just continuously spray it every couple of minutes so that it never hardens. You don't want it to harden on your scalp. I do have another video about scalp care in general. So if you have a lot of trouble with your scalp, you can check that one out. I talk about all the different ways you can address problematic scalp. I have problematic scalp, itchy, flaky scalp. So I've got a couple different remedies that I use to kind of keep it in check. It's not fully healed, but it doesn't bother me as much as it used to when I first started the curly girl method, and I don't have to wash my hair as often because my scalp is bothering me. Like I said before, how often you clarify is going to depend on so many different variables and factors. So just experiment and see. Once you start seeing those signs of needing to clarify, then go ahead and clarify again. Remember to follow up clarifying with a deep conditioner, because usually it will dry out your hair. I have all of this written up in a blog post linked below, so you can head there for a little bit more detailed information and have everything written down if you prefer blog format. Also, I want to mention, for those of you who are new to my channel, I have a 10-page beginner's guide to the curly girl method download. It walks you through the whole curly girl method, the steps, how to wash your hair, how to condition, style, how to make your style last, all that stuff. It goes over ingredients, what to avoid, what's good for you, and then it explains common curly girl terminology, which is probably really confusing in the beginning. So again, it's a 10-page free download. I'll link that below so you can go ahead and grab that if you need it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments. I love hearing from you guys down below and continuing the conversation. Again, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.